Good morning, everyone. So, in the last class, we have seen one program on the function, and we have seen how we are passing a value to the function prototype, right? So, how we have to pass the value to the function prototype based on the constant value we are calculating a calling function, right? So, again, we have one program left in the function, that is user defined function, to add two time periods. The program is to add two time periods. We'll see that program will move to the next chapter, that is word processing application. To add two time periods. So this is the program which we have included in the user defined function. It will give a calculate of two time periods with two functions. So we are writing or creating two functions in the program and calculating based on the program two time periods. We are adding two times. We are adding two times to give a single time period. To give a single time period. So this program explains us how to add two time periods. I will explain step by step. Okay. So till now you have seen only some main functions and functions included in the program, right? The structure is a different and the function is a different, but here in this program we are adding the structure. We are adding a structure. Based on that structure we are creating a function. Based on the structure or object we are creating a time, right? So we'll see step by step what we are exactly doing in the program. Okay, so I'm adding a struct here, struct, a structure name, and adding properties, right? This is a struct. It is a keyword of a structure. You know, right? This is the keyword of a structure. Struct a time, and I am taking two variables, that is int h and int m. This is the member name. This is the data type, right? How to write a structure, you know, right? How to write a structure with the struct keyword and the structure name. Open the brace and include the data members or variables or properties, right? But in the structure we cannot include functions, right? Inside a structure we cannot include functions, but outside the structure we can include the functions. We are terminating the structure here itself. After writing a member names, we are terminating the structure with the semicolon, right? Semicolon means terminating the structure. That is the end of the structure, correct? So the next step, a time sum, time t1, time t2. That is what and while show time t. What are these two lines explains us actually? What are this one and this one? These two lines explaining us this and this line is a function prototype, right? It will explain us that we have two functions inside our program. Before calling a function of a called function, we have to write function prototype, correct? We have to write function prototype and adding the arguments here. This is the function prototype we are creating, adding the arguments based on the function, correct? So the next line, I am creating a main function. I am adding a variable of time t3 and inputting a variable with the time t1 equal to 225. What is the time here? The time is a structure. This time is a structure. So I am taking a structure of time, adding an object and getting or initializing two values, because we have two variables here. We have two properties inside a structure, right? So this is the structure. I am creating an object based on the structure name. Then I am adding two values, that is h and m, right? This is the h, this is m, this is the hour, this is a minute, right? Understand? Then I am taking one more structure as a time t2, that is also a structure. I am creating an object and adding two values or inserting two values, that is 3 and 50. 3 hours and 50 minutes. A time object I have taken with the variable or a reference variable and adding two values inside a structure, correct? So this is a structure name, this is a reference name, this is a reference name. What is a reference name? Whenever we are creating an object of a structure or a class, we should refer a value to the class or struct. So we are writing a structure name with the reference name. This is a structure name and this is the reference name, right? So I am inputting a first time, that is t1. Second time is t2. What is this show here? This show is a function we are writing in our program. The compiler will look what is this show exactly writing in the program. It will check all the program what is the show keyword. It will check and finally came to know that it is a function we are including in our program, correct? Then it will go to or it will move to show value, that is show function. In the void show, we are passing one argument as time t, correct? We are passing one argument as a time t. We are calculating t dot h and t dot m. This time t is a structure name we are passing. Whenever you are passing an argument inside a function, you are taking a data type and a member name. A data type and a member name. But here the case is different. We are passing a structure itself. We are passing a structure itself with the reference variable or a reference name, right? So void show function, I am passing a structure. The whole structure I am passing there, the whole structure, time, and this is the reference. By this reference variable or a reference value, I can fetch or I can access these two values. Correct? So time t I am passing from t, I can pass whatever variable or properties I am creating in the structure, correct? So T dot H. What is H here? H is a member name. H is a property name we are including inside a structure, right? And T dot M. What is T dot M? T is a reference of a structure. M is a property including in the structure. Correct? Whenever you have to access or you have to fetch the data member names inside your program, first create a structure with the reference variable. If it is a class, you have to write first class name and the reference variable. From that reference variable, you can access or fetch the member names which we are including inside a class or structure. Remember these points, right? These all are some basic points you need to understand. Then only you will create a function, or you will write, or you can fetch access a variables inside your program, right? So you are writing a function name with the you are writing a structure name with the reference variable. This is the reference variable or reference value, right? This is the T1 and T2 are the reference values. See, if you are writing a structure or a class, if you are writing a structure or a class, structure time or a class time, if you are including two member names outside your class, outside your struct, if you want to access these member names in our program, you have to create an object first. You have to write an object first. How you are writing the object? With a structure name or a class name, then the reference variable. From that reference variable, you are taking or accessing these values. You cannot fetch or you cannot access the values by calling only structure itself, right? You have to take a reference variable of structure or a class, correct? So this is a function void show time t. T is a reference value. The whole is a structure name, correct? The whole is a structure name. Time t. From this t, I am accessing h and m in the structure, correct? So these steps we have seen, right? Show T1, show T2. Show is a function I am calling and adding T1. Second, I am calling second time, then T2 I am adding. This will give output as a 225 here, 350 here with the T dot H and T dot M, correct? So next is C out. No. Next is T3 equal to sum of T1, T2. What is sum here? The compiler will check what is the sum included in our program. It will check all the program and finally came to know that it is also a function included in our program. So we'll write a function here. We'll write a function here. Then adding two arguments. See here we are not adding a data type like int, char, float, but we are adding a structure itself. We are creating or we are passing the arguments as a structure names. What is the structure here? Structure is a time. So I am passing time inside a function. It is also a structure. Time T1 and time T2. I am taking two references of same structure. I am taking two references of same structure. I can add n number of references. I can add n number of reference values for one structure. So I am creating two reference values of same structure. Clear? Then creating or returning structure itself, right? So I am taking one variable of a time structure here, t1.h plus t2.h. What is t1 here? That is a structure object, first structure object, t1.h plus t2.h plus t1.m plus t2.m divided by 60. What is t1 and t2 are those two times, but in these two times we are adding hour and minute. We are adding hour and minute, so that I have to take two variables or two references and calculate the first time hour and minute and second time hour and minute. So I am adding hours here plus t1 dot m plus t2 dot m divided by 60. The next line, this is for total hours. Next, we have to calculate total minute, right? So total minute is t1 dot m plus t2 dot m divided by or percentage by 60. It will calculate in the hours, right? Then I am returning the total time here. Then I am calling a function of sum. It will calculate t1 and t2 based on hours and minute, right? So it will give as a 2 hour 25 minute plus 3 hour 50 minute, right? So it will give as a 6 hour 15 minute. The total it will give as a 6 hour 15 minute, correct? So this is a program to add two time periods. Till now we have seen only to add a functions, only to add a functions. With the functions we are creating simply a function prototype and calling that function based on the arguments, right? But here the case is entirely different, correct? The case is entirely different. How? We are adding structure here, we are adding member names inside the structure here. Based on the structure we are writing functions, but we are writing outside the function, not inside the functions, correct? The class includes function inside the class, but the structure doesn't include functions inside the structure. It includes only member properties or variables, right? So we are adding structure here, but with the structure I am creating objects. With the structure I am creating object. Based on that object or based on reference variable I am creating these member names. I am accessing the member names of a structure, correct? So I am creating object here. I am passing the values here. Again, I am creating an object of second reference with the same structure. I can add n number of reference variable and adding the values inside a structure, correct? Then I am passing or calling a function here. That is, we are writing a function of sum with the data type structure itself. A return type or return type specifier is a structure itself. But till now we have seen we can return or we include a return specifier only 4 types. That is int, char, float, and void, right? But here in this program we came to know that we understood that we can add structure or a class also as a return type specifier. If it is a class with the any name, we can take a return type as a class name. Correct? We can take a class name here or a structure name here, right? Then I am taking a reference of a time or a structure reference, then calculating based on my requirement to get the output of the two time periods, right? So this is a bit different program what you have understood or created in the last sessions, right? Now from this program or from these lines we came to know that how to create a reference of a structure, how to write a return type of a structure based on our reference variables. We can get a member names of a structure, right? For example, if we have a class student, we have int id float percentage, right? And closing the class name. This is a class structure with the class keyword. It is a class name. What we are taking class name? Student is a class name. We are including two properties of a student, that is ID and percentage. Is ID and percentage we are adding inside a structure. But how to access these properties in our program? How to access these properties in our program? Simply take class name and add any name of our reference. This is a reference value. From this reference value, I can take ID. This is a member access operator. Remember, this is a dot operator. I have already explained to you what is a dot operator, how we can access properties from a class and structure with the dot operator, right? So S1 dot percentage. Clear? From that S1 reference, I am taking two properties. This is for first student. We can add n number of students here, right? Like student S2. From S2, I can take ID and percentage, because every student has its own ID and percentage. Here we can pass ID and 90%. Here we can pass 2 and 80%, right? So that n number of students we can create and fetch the all the properties or all the member names. Here same like it is same as a structure. We can just put a structure here, struct keyword, then take all those properties using this reference value, correct? So till now we have seen about functions, correct? What is a function? What are the advantages of a function, right? Structure definition of a function, right? Then we have seen what is a function header, what is a function body, what is a return type specifier, what are the keywords we are including inside a function, what a function header includes exactly, right? A function header includes a return type specifier and function name with the argument list with the declaration, correct? So what exactly a function body consists of? A function body includes a local variables and executable statements with the return type, right? This is a function body we call. Then we have seen what are these keywords we are including in the functions, correct? Then we have seen what is a return value, what is a function prototype, how we are passing our values here, right? How we are passing arrays to the function. We have seen some programs, that is a cube of a program, factorial of a program, right? So many programs we have seen in the user defined function, correct? Then in the library functions we have seen some inbuilt functions of character and inbuilt functions of a string, right? While creating a character inbuilt functions and a string inbuilt function, which header files we need to include, right? So all these concepts we have seen in the functions chapter, correct? Now you have a basic idea or a basic understanding of how a function looks like, right? How a function structure looks like, how we are writing a function, what steps we are including while creating a function, correct? First, we are creating a function, adding a function prototype inside a or starting of the program, right? Then we are calling that function inside our program. In the called function, we are just creating a function and including logic based on our requirement, then calling a function, correct? These are some basic concepts of function, right? These are the basic understanding or basic concepts of a function, correct? So till now we have seen about structures of functions, library functions, and user defined functions. So many programs we have seen in our functions, like up to 10 to 15 programs we have seen. 10 to 15 programs logic we have seen. 10 to 15 programs how to write a program, how to start a program, how to include a function in our program, how to follow the rules while creating or while writing a program, right? These are some rules or basic understanding you should follow when you are writing a program, correct? So the next chapter is, this is the end of C++ programming. This is the complete chapters we have seen of C++ programming in detail. Like what you have learned here is completely a basic thing, completely a basic knowledge, but in detail you will see in the UC second year. That is the whole concepts, how we are writing all the OOPS concepts with a real-time programming, right? How we are introduced C++ and what concepts we are creating or adding in our C++, what are the OOPS concepts we are writing, what all those OOPS concepts really or like practically implementing in our program. We will see in the PUC second year. Here we have completed the C++ programming. Now we have the next chapter is the word processing applications. Word processing applications, right? Word what is a word here, what is the word processing, and what is a whole word processing application. If you are from CBSE, you know what is a word, right? What is a word in our computer, correct? What is this exactly? Word processing application. If you have a computer or a laptop, if you type in a search in the like word, you will get a software, correct, as a word office. That is a word office. From any versions, we have so many versions of word, like 2000 is there, 2003 is there, 2006 is there, 2007 is there, 2009 is there. Like it is a update of a software. That's it. It is a update of a software. We are adding more functions as version increasing. Like in your mobile, if it is an Android or iOS, they will give or they will release update for 2 to 3 months, right? Version 14, version 13, version 12. Like we have update of Android version this much 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. The version increasing means they're adding some more functions inside your mobile, same as a word processing application. If a version increasing, if you download based on your version, it will give a more functions. They are adding a more function. They are modifying the application to give a better use, to give a easy use to the user. So word processing is a software. It is a software included in your computer or a laptop to write or insert letters, numbers, symbols, images, application, anything you can add inside your word processing application to form a printing paper, to form a printed paper. It will give accuracy to the user. It will give the same exact form what we have to write. It will give a accuracy to the programmer or a user, correct? The word processing application is a software. It is a software that includes or inserts letters, number. You can include or insert anything you want. Letters, numbers, symbols, pictures, right? Or equations you can add to print or to print accuracy, to print with the highest accuracy. Correct. So word processing is a software that inserts letters, numbers, symbols, equations, pictures, whatever you want to add or insert in your word, it will insert based on user requirement. Give a proper printing application, proper printed paper using a with a highest accuracy. Like so many keywords included in your word. That is, a file is there, insert is there, view is there, layout is there, media is there. Correct? You can insert or add any number of like languages. You can add English language, Kannada language, Hindi language, and write based on your requirement. It will give a paste based on your requirement. It will give a page. If you want A4 sheet, you can take A4 sheet. If you want A5, A6, A7, number of sheets you want, you can take and write or insert all these numbers based on the requirement. If you are writing a book, if you are writing so many books, just you have to type inside your word based on the what you are writing in the program or what you are writing in the word. It will give a complete printing pace with the highest accuracy. Correct? With the highest accuracy. But how word looks like exactly? How a word looks like exactly? If you install a word or open a word, like if you search for a word in your computer, like you have search here, right? Like what if you search a word, it will come as a software. If you click there in a word software, it will give us as a page, like a blank document or a new document. If you type any of these both pages, it will create or it will give us whole document system. You can write or insert any type of letters, numbers, symbols, anything you want to add, you can add, right? So after clicking a blank document, it will show as a software. Here you have page. Here you are writing based on your requirement. It is a page. You can set a page based on your requirement. Taking a fit sizes here. If you want a wider page, you can take a size of a page and give a wider range. If you want a middle term range or a A4 sheet, just click on the A4 sheet, then it will come as a A4 sheet. In the word processing file, you have many keywords like file menu is there, tool bar is there, horizontal bar is there, vertical bar is there, right? Horizontal bar means you can slide till any number of pages here. If you want to hold or a slide here, you can just take a horizontal bar and slide all these pages in the word programming. You can include n number of pages here. You can include n number of pages in the word file. You have file here, file menu, insert, page layout. These are the options in the word application. Page layout, view. So many keywords are there, right? You have file is there, you have insert is there, page layout is there, view is there. In the file, you can see some more buttons, right? Like a new file or a save file or a save as a file, open a file, print a file, close the file, preview that file. All these options included in the file option. All these options are included in the file option. What is the insert here? If you are inserting a particular or a particular size, particular letter size, particular letter dimension, particular width or height of the letters or numbers or symbols. If you want to insert an image, if you want to insert a symbol, then just go here, insert. You have so many options included, like insert add ion, insert image here, insert letters here, insert symbols here, insert equations here. If you want to insert, like if you want to insert an image here, just go to insert, you will get an image, then the marker will come here. If you want to insert here, just click here and take your image on the desktop or any from internet media and add here in the page, that is in the word page, correct? So this is how exactly a word looks like. Page layout means you are You are creating or modifying the size of the page, right? Like A4, A5, A6, width, height, all these sizes you can include in the word processing application. View means it will give the exact view of a page, right? So after creating a blank document, after inserting a blank document, you are writing based on your requirement, right? Once you finish the writing the document or writing a page based on your requirement, then what is the next step? You will save, you have to save that page in your computer, right? You have to save this page in your computer. Just go here in the file, you will see a new button, save button, save as button, print button. So many buttons are there, like. So if you want to save this document inside your desktop, then go to the file, click the file, go to save as button, click this button save as. It will give a 2 lines of a save file. This is a name of the file, and extension of the file. If you have a Word file here, the extension of a Word file is .docx. .docx. Remember this one. The extension of Word file is .docx file. If you are saving a file in the word process, then you have to save as a docx with the file name, like page doc. You can write any name here with the extension file. This is the extension file name. Extension file. Clear? So whenever you are writing or creating a file based on your requirement, the next step after completing or writing a word is go to the file, save as. After clicking save as, you will get 2 lines here as the name of the file and the extension of the file. Select the extension file as a docx, then write based on your requirement name of the file, then save in your particular location. If it is an Excel file, the extension file is different, that is XSLX. If you have PDF document, then the extension file name is different, that is .pdf file. But now we are concentrating only on word processing application. We have to go with the .docx, with the .docx file. So after saving here, if you want to open the file, then go to the name of the file with the .docx. If you have created or saved as a page.docx, then you are closing all this application, and in some other day you want to open that particular file, then just go to the page.documents, double click on the page.documents, then again you will see all these pages which you are created in your program. If you want a print of that page, or if you want print of that whatever you created a file there, then go to the file again, then in the file button go to the print here. In the print you will get n number of options, like properties are there, advanced is there, then you have to attach one printer to the printing that file. Number of copies you want to add there, like if you want 2 copies, 3 copies of same document, then just increase the number of copies, then print the particular file, print the written file, right? So this is the basic introduction to word processing file. I will show you like how it looks like, how we are actually creating a page, how we are writing letters, numbers, or how we are inserting symbols, equations, images based on our requirement. Then how to save the file, how to save as the file, what is the extension file we need to choose in our word processing application, right? So how to open or how to save in a particular location, how to print that application, right? So many like if you want to create a new file, like after opening the Word file, you will get all the software, right? I will tell you some shortcuts here. If you want to take a new file, then just press the control. This will give you a new file. Instead of going to the file and new file, just press control and it will give a new file, correct? If you want to save, control plus yes, it will save your file, it will save your file. If you want to print, then control plus E, it will print your page, correct? Then how to copy the letters? If you have letters like application, we have to copy, then paste in your page. Then control C is a copy from other pages or other files. If you want to add this particular word in your file, then in the other files, press or select all the applications and control C, then go to your file and control V is a paste option, right? If you want to cut the option, then control Z. Control Z is the cut option. These are some shortcut keywords to add a new file, save a new file, how to copy, how to paste, how to print, and how to cut and how to paste, right? So this is the basic introduction to word processing application. I will show you how it is actually we are doing practically, how we are creating a new file, how we are saving, how we are printing, how we are saving as with the extension file. What is the extension file here? .docx. .docx is a file extension of a extension name of the word file. Extension name of the word file, right? So then we will see how to print one particular page with the printer name, right? How to open the particular file, how to save, how to close, right? So before printing in the file, you have to go with one option, that is print preview. The print preview option will give you that after printing the page, how it exactly looks like, right? So many some errors or mistakes will happen while we are creating a word file, like an extension of a page or a width of a page or a height of a page, right? So like if it is a one page, after printing we will take the last column, or we'll see the last column is missing, that will come into the second page because of some page setup. So before to print the pages, we have to go with print preview option. The print preview option will show us that, will tell us that how your printed page looks exactly before printing, after printing, right? So this is the basic introduction to word processing applications, right? We have seen how a file looks like, how to create a file, how to open a word processing software, how to create a new file, how to save a new file, how to print a new file, some shortcuts we have seen, some keywords we have seen, correct? Then how to insert a symbols, images, what insert exactly doing here? It inserting pictures, images, symbols, equations based on the user requirement, correct? So what is the view here? What is the page setup here? How we are setting up the page, right? I explained you in the theory part. I will show you in the practical how we are creating, how we are doing, how we are processing a word application, right? So in the next class, we'll see some practical example and some theory part of the word processing, right? Thank you.